The time is 10 a.m. and this is WKYT Midmorning. Law enforcement officials in southeastern Kentucky shoot and kill a man suspected of kidnapping a child.
There's new information about the car that may have been involved in a fatal hit and run in Pulaski County.
And more information emerging from the site of the airport blasts in Turkey.
WKYT News starts now with breaking news.
Good morning, Bill Bryan and Barbara Bailey here for WKYT News. We do have breaking news here at this 10 o'clock hour. Joint Base Andrews tweets right now are coming out saying that the base is on lockdown because of the report of an active shooter. Now, the tweet has come down just minutes ago instructing all personnel at the base in the Washington suburb area there in Maryland to shelter in place. More information to be released as it comes out.
A second tweet from the base says the incident is ongoing at the base medical facility. First responders are on the scene, and of course we'll have more information as soon as it becomes available.
Possibility we could get a network special report. We'll see as we get additional details. Right now, let's check in with Micah on a very pleasant start to the day weather-wise.
Yeah, weather-wise, it actually looks really nice outside, and it feels great, too. It's one of those days, once again, like yesterday, where we'll have plenty of sunshine, a couple clouds here and there, no rain chance, but also that humidity's down, and that's what's key during this time of year. We're at June 30th, and we started off in the mid-50s this morning, but see how rapidly we're rising. We're there already in the low to mid-70s in many locations, still 68 in Somerset. Not too bad, 82 by the afternoon. It gets a little bit warmer. I don't see extremely hot air. It's not in the forecast, but storms are, and that's going to actually fall when we all start getting out there making all these plans for the 4th of July. I'm going to talk all about that coming up in a few minutes.
See you then. Thank you.
First this mid-morning, state police say a child was watching as a deputy shot and killed a would-be kidnapper in Knox County.
That deadly shooting happened last night on Kentucky 223 east of Barberville. Police say the suspect was accused of kidnapping the child. The man was shot because state police say he was attacking a deputy and a constable who were trying to stop him. The man who was killed has been identified as 30-year-old Jesse Mills. State police say law enforcement officials were looking for the Flat Lick man because someone had called 911 last night telling dispatchers that the intoxicated man had kidnapped a child. The reported abduction was in the Moore Creek area. The deputy and constable found Mills a little more than an hour later, and he was a couple of miles away walking with the child on Highway 223.
When they approached the suspect, an altercation ensued. During the altercation, shots were fired.
It was the deputy who fired those shots. He is on administrative leave now, along with the constable, while state police investigate the fatal shooting and all the circumstances. The two law enforcement officials suffered only minor injuries. The child and family have now been reunited.
Investigators have released new information about a hit and run in Pulaski County that killed a 10-year-old boy. Deputies now say they're looking for a small hatchback-style blue car with Ohio license plates driven by a woman. Deputies say multiple people saw that car in the area around the time Stanley Turner was killed. Previously, police had said they were looking for a red car. Turkish state media says 13 suspects have been detained following this week's airport attack in Istanbul. Police conducted raids at 16 locations in the city this morning, leading to 13 arrests. Turkish media says among the arrested are 3 foreign nationals. The death toll in the terror attack is now at 42, and more than 200 people were hurt. U.S. intelligence officials say that the violence has the markings of an ISIS attack. And CBS News is learning about recent ISIS chatter indicating the group wanted to target Turkish transportation hubs, including the Istanbul airport. The deadly terror attack at the Istanbul airport has sparked a political firestorm in the U.S.
The attack is leading to renewed fears that something similar could happen here, and that's providing fodder for the battle between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Reed Binion has this report.
As the investigation continues into Turkey's deadly terror attack, some officials appear nearly convinced that ISIS was responsible, including CIA Director John Brennan.
The despicable attack at Istanbul's international airport yesterday that killed dozens and injured many more certainly bears the hallmarks of ISIL's depravity.
Brennan also addressing the threat ISIS poses to the U.S.
It would be surprising to me that ISIL is not trying to hit us, both in the region as well as in our homeland.
Those concerns adding fuel to the fiery rhetoric between presidential contenders. Donald Trump slamming Hillary Clinton after the attack.
ISIS was formed during her tenure. ISIS is now worse than ever. You see what happened yesterday.
That a sharp contrast to Clinton saying in a statement that the attack, quote, only strengthens our resolve to defeat the forces of terrorism and radical jihadism around the world. And it reminds us that the United States cannot retreat. President Obama echoing that call and reaching out to Muslim nations.
We'll work with partners around the world, including particularly Muslim communities, to offer a better vision, because they are and must be our partners in this effort.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Now, so far, no group has claimed responsibility for the attack. DNA tests on the attackers are underway this morning. Competition officially is underway in the United Kingdom over who will be replacing Prime Minister David Cameron. Former London Mayor Boris Johnson is among those vying for the position after successfully leading the campaign that led to the country's exit from the European Union. Cameron announced his resignation last week, hours after British voters decided to leave the 28-nation bloc.
A warrant has been issued for a well-known thoroughbred trainer after dozens of horses were found abandoned on a Kentucky farm. The Kentucky Department of Agriculture told the Herald Leader that trainer Maria Burrell has been charged with 43 counts of animal cruelty. Her father, Charles Burrell, was arrested yesterday and is facing the same charges. He owns the company that's leasing the Mercer County farm where the horses were found. Maria Burrell trained Run Happy, who won the Breeders' Cup Sprint last year. The abandoned horses are now being cared for by the state. 6 of them that needed more care are at the Thoroughbred Retirement Foundation in Lexington.
A Lexington business owner is needing help in tracking down a woman who stole thousands of dollars worth of jewelry from her store. Liza Betts is the owner of the Irish import store Felcha, and she is asking you to help identify the person in this surveillance video. The woman walked into Betts' downtown store and browsed around for about 30 minutes before walking out with $2,000 worth of gold rings. Betts and her staff say that the woman was not, they were not suspicious of her because she acted like any normal customer.
And she seemed like a really nice person, and that's why she was left alone at the case, and she was like asking a bunch of questions, so it wasn't like she had "I'm going to steal all your gold rings" written all over her face. So, but she did.
Amazingly enough, Betts said the woman came back to the store the following evening. The same clerk was working and she secretly called the police, but by the time officers got there, the woman had already left.
A Lexington gas station robbed earlier this week was targeted again overnight. Police tell us a man, likely in his 40s, robbed the Speedway on Winchester Road near 7th Street. Police say the suspect held the clerk at gunpoint before stealing cash. This same Speedway was also robbed during a string of robberies Tuesday. Police have since stepped up patrols around many of the gas stations in Lexington, but the suspect in this latest robbery is still on the run. A robbery at a Lexington Dollar General store is under investigation this morning. It happened around 10 o'clock last night on Bryan Station Road. Police say a man walked in claiming he had a gun and demanding money. Once the cashier handed over some cash, the thief took off. No one was injured. Police say they are still looking for that suspect. Cincinnati police are still looking for a man who attacked and robbed an elderly pizza delivery driver. And we want to warn you, some may find this footage disturbing.
Difficult to watch, but it tells the story. Surveillance video from La Rosa's restaurant shows the robber throwing a rock at 87-year-old James Hayes, then hitting him with his own cane. After beating Hayes, police say the man stole his wallet and car. That car was later found a couple of blocks away. Police say Hayes, despite all that, was not seriously injured. They are searching for the man responsible.
Keep it right here on Mid-Morning. A young girl begins the national anthem as a solo act. But you won't believe the big finish.
Quite the story, and it's making the rounds. And the Motion Picture Academy makes a major move toward more diversity.
Things look really good once again for today. I don't see much of an issue whatsoever. But once we hit tomorrow off into your weekend, things start to change a bit. And I'm going to show you when you can expect those storms, kind of plan around those. Coming up next.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Really, absolutely no problems out there early this morning and into the afternoon. I really don't see much going on either. So this is one of those days you can still knock out the yard work. If you haven't been able to, just before that holiday weekend, the holiday weekend, you don't want to do any of that stuff. You got a lot going on, people coming over, you heading over to people's homes, and you can just knock that out now because it's really no worries whatsoever. Humidity was way down yesterday. It's still down today, but it's a little bit higher there with humidity and temperatures all in all, though. Still pretty nice. We get in towards your afternoon, you'll still see a lot of sunshine, a couple of clouds here and there, but that is about it. We are now at 72 degrees there in Laurel County, and you can see in Jackson and Breathitt County looking just fine. We go throughout the rest of the day. Let me break it down for you. Let me show you what to expect for today. It's not all that much of a change from yesterday. Yesterday we were upper 70s, lower 80s. We'll do it again for today. Mostly sunny skies. It looks great, feels great. Grilling out later on this evening is perfect for that. Walks around the neighborhoods. I mean, you name it. Anything you have to get done before the weekend, you can do that today. Tomorrow, there is a small chance of rain. There is a chance at a couple of rumbles of thunder as they pass on through. I'd say 20% during the morning, 30, 40% mainly toward the afternoon. And then Saturday, we're going to do it all over again. Very small chance on Saturday. If you are planning out some of these big events that you have going on, and it's not going to cause much of an issue to change or adjust, I would adjust it to Friday and Saturday, because Sunday and Monday, here comes a system barreling on through, and it's going to bring us some scattered showers and thunderstorms. The best opportunity, though, looks like on Monday. Remember, we got the parade going on, 4th of July parade here in Lexington. We will be in it. Hopefully no thunderstorms. We've been through just about every situation except snow on the 4th of July. It seems like it rains every time on the 4th of July. But yeah, just keep in mind, Sunday and Monday are your best chances of rain. And then we go throughout the next 7 days. Now I want to show you this. This is the next 7 days, not 2 or 3 days. So this isn't really a flooding concern, but 1 to 3 inches in a 7-day period is perfect for us. I mean, that is beneficial rain to the yards, to the hay fields, to whatever you have going on, the gardens, and that's really nice rain. Now, when you get it in 1 day, then it's a problem, but not so much spanned out in 7 days. 7-day forecast, there is your look. Today, really Friday and Saturday, smaller chances, but the chances are still there. And then Sunday, Monday, guys, that's when the storms will be likely. You will get breaks, don't get me wrong. You will get breaks here and there. But it's going to be, looks like a little more soggy than it will be on the dry note there Sunday and off into Monday.
Plan for ways to handle it between those breaks.
Yeah, just plan to adjust here and there.
You're giving us pretty good heads up on it to make those adjustments. Well, the new viral video out there that's really getting all kinds of attention is fitting for the upcoming 4th of July holiday.
It was an impromptu moment at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. Egged on by friends, tourist Star Swain broke out into song, The Star-Spangled Banner. Swain says when she first started singing, no one noticed, but by the time she got to the ramparts, she was turning heads. Swain has been singing since she was a kid, but she was still shaking with nervousness.
Oh, the land of the free.
What a powerful voice. The YouTube video of Swain singing the national anthem already has more than 10 million views.
Amazing. Imagine
and
being
all those
there for that.
People who were treated to that great free concert right there.
Right. Yeah, heads just turned, and you can certainly see why.
Yeah, she can belt it out. Well, the Motion Picture Academy embraces diversity, and Prince fans have a chance to own a piece of the pop icon's memorabilia.
Danielle Nottingham has your eye on entertainment.
The Academy of Motion Pictures invited 683 new members, the largest, most diverse class in its history. The Oscars came under fire this year because there were no African Americans nominated for acting awards. People of color make up 41% of this year's class, including Michael B. Jordan and Idris Elba. A motorcycle jacket and white signature shirt worn by Prince in the 1984 film Purple Rain are up for sale. They are part of the Profiles in History auction that runs through tomorrow in California. Prince died at his Minnesota home in April.
Life is too short to last long.
Blink-182 is releasing its 7th album titled California. The rock band did a photo shoot at the Empire State Building. They say fans will not be disappointed.
It's Blink-182.0, if that's not too cheesy to say. It's just Blink-182 in 2016 with me.
California is on sale tomorrow. And the stars of Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates walked the red carpet in Los Angeles last night.
It is so on this weekend.
Zac Efron and Adam Devine play brothers looking for the perfect wedding dates. But their online ad goes viral, and they get more than they bargained for.
It's just a fun ride. I think people are going to want to watch it more than once.
The film hits theaters next Friday. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Coming right up, credit card skimmers at gas pumps. How your information is stolen, what is being done about it right now.
We'll sit down with the state ag commissioner next on WKYT.
Saturday's Powerball jackpot, $243 million. And Friday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $415 million. Welcome back in. It's mid-morning on WKYT, and it's an issue out there that costs citizens across the U.S. and the world more than $3 billion annually. We're talking about credit card skimmers at gas pumps that steal your information.
We're joined now by Kentucky Agriculture Commissioner Ryan Quarles to talk more about it. Welcome. Glad to have you in here. Important issue.
Yes, and good morning. I want to send a message today that the Department of Agriculture is going after credit card fraud in the United States. And we can do it right here in Kentucky. It's an unfortunate reality that sometimes credit cards are stolen, the identity is stolen at gas pumps in Kentucky. We have 60,000 gas pumps. And this year, for the first time, the Department of Agriculture will be checking for illegal and illicit hardware that's been attached that steals credit card identity.
Because, Commissioner, it is your department's job to go out and inspect all of those pumps to be sure that, you know, if you buy $1's worth of gasoline, you get a gallon, right? Or you get a gallon's worth if you buy a gallon. But in this case, people can't see what's going on with these scammers?
That's right. The people engaged in this criminal activity are very good at what they do. Oftentimes they attach hardware inside the gas pump, and consumers, people buying gas, can simply not see it. However, if you suspect that a lock on a gas pump or security tape has been tampered with, or it looks like the panel has been jarred open, just talk to the gas station attendant and they'll be able to check it out for you. But this year, the Department of Ag will be inspecting these at no additional cost to the taxpayer. And we've already inspected 8,000 gas pumps. We have a little over 50,000 more to go. And we want to send a clear message that this sort of activity and illegal behavior will not be tolerated. We want to do our part to help protect Kentuckians.
You would think that it would take a while, that it would be complicated for somebody to set this up, but apparently it's not. They can do it very quickly.
Very quickly. Credit cards can be stolen instantly. Some police officers have told me that there's skimmers that actually have Bluetooth capability where they can download the credit card information without even having to go retrieve the hardware that they installed. And so I want to make just praise our law enforcement. This is a collaboration across Kentucky with all of our partners, and this is something that I hope really helps address a bigger issue in the United States. Now it's identity theft and credit card.
Would you advise people to really keep a watch on their credit card statements and so forth, and if they see something that's awry, they report it?
The best thing you can do is just check your credit card statement every month and see if there's any suspicious activity. And that's the other thing about credit card theft, is that it's hard to trace back where it was stolen in the first place. Here in Lexington, a skimmer was found just over a month ago. We found several across Kentucky in the past couple of years, and other states are dealing with this as well.
Commissioner Quarles, who will be with us on Kentucky Newsmakers this weekend, we'll talk more issues. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate it.
And we'll be right back. Stay with us.
If you're hosting a 4th of July backyard bash or attending one, you're probably thinking about what to serve or what to bring. One thing that often gets overlooked are the munchies. So let me share with you an easy idea that'll be very welcome. We start by combining some softened cream cheese with a good amount of mayonnaise, a bit of Parmesan cheese, a little garlic powder, and a splash of lemon juice. Now we mix that until it's well combined before adding some frozen chopped spinach that we've thawed and drained, a few roasted peppers that we've also drained, and bacon bits to give this some smokiness. Once it's mixed, we spread it onto some flour tortillas and roll them up jelly roll style before wrapping them in plastic wrap. After chilling them in the fridge for a bit, they're ready to slice and serve. Just imagine how welcome they'll be while everyone's waiting for the burgers and dogs to come off the grill. You may even want to make a double batch because these have a tendency to disappear fast. To get this easy as can be recipe, all you have to do is go to our website and type in spinach dip roll-ups. So whether you're hosting or attending a party this weekend, these should definitely be on your what to serve list. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a super popular way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
All right, good food to get ready for the 4th of July weekend.
I was about to say, a lot of people
some food that you can bring inside.
Right, absolutely.
Unfortunately.
On the 4th of July, we're going to have some showers, some thunderstorms. Good news here is it's still really nice today. Tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, those are smaller chances of rain, 30–40%. Definitely no washouts. If you have any plans, stick to those. But Sunday into Monday, guys, that's what we're going to be watching very closely because a lot of people will be active on those days, and it looks like the weather will be active too.
Been this active shooter at the Andrews Air Force Base. We'll update that for you coming up at noon.